Well, hey, welcome everybody. We're back for another fun evening of conversation and just tomfoolery. How are you, Crafty?
I'm doing good. I'm absolutely wrecked, but I'm good. I have my cup of tea. I have actual sun, which is peeking through the clouds today, which shouldn't be because we're supposed to have a snowstorm. So that hasn't happened. How are you doing?
I'm doing really great. I am so pumped, my dear. I can't wait because we got the premiere of Pain of Progress coming up right after this stream. So everybody stick around. You're going to love it.
Everybody knows how obsessed I am about that show. It's one of those shows that is such high quality. How the fuck it's not on a network TV station? I don't know. So I'm looking forward to it because it's civilizations. It's the big ones. It's the ancient societies. So this holds a very specific fascination for me. I can't wait to see what you come up with.
It's a lot of work, man, but I had so much fun doing this one. It's a topic that is dear to my heart, something I'm really passionate about. So I think everyone's going to like it.
And in case you missed that, people, literally right after this stream is the first showing of Pain and Progress. So stay around this channel. We will be posting links when it's ready to go. Stay around the channel, watch the premiere because you can't miss it. You just can't. And if you do, I think I'm going to ban you. I won't. I promise. But I would have that compulsion. And because of our Spot the Goat competition last week, we have FoeHammer with us, and I have a few bones to pick with you, fucker. How are you?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
I'm good. And just as I say that, you post in the live chat, you ass. People have a fascination with how I say 3, apparently. And every live stream, like what happens with JL and his ghosts thing, every time I enter the chat, FoeHammer and Clive are the first 2 people to remind me that people have a fascination with me saying 3. What's up with that?
It's just entertaining. Due to your accent, it's just funny. It's just like JL's ghosts, like you said, or any of Team Skeptic's MeatTube stuff.
Yeah.
Just caught on, and you're never going to live it down, so you might as well embrace it.
Well, here's something that I never want you to live down. You've been busy lately, haven't you?
Yes, I have been.
Most recently, you took part in a live stream with Team Skeptic.
Oh, God,
where
yes.
he fucking owned your ass.
Yes, he did. And
how did that happen?
So, he decided he was going to take the role of a flat earther. And he started bringing up stuff that I was not prepared for.
Kent Hovind would be jealous.
Yes, he would be. And Team Skeptic beat my ass.
Yeah, you did. Something terrible.
And that was my second debate that I was supposed to have ever. So, I'm not really good at it yet.
Yeah, it does take time. I wanted to bring it up because, one, it's always amazing when we are better flat earthers than the flat earthers. But 2, it kind of makes me nervous when us being flat earthers are better than us being globe earthers. That makes me nervous.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Team is just too good at what he does on both sides.
He is. Do you know what? He is a classic debater because I have run, and this is what I wanted to talk to you about, because I've run debates in university. For 2 years, I was the chair of the debating society. And one of the things that formal debaters will learn to do is flip stances. And to be able to be so emotionally invested in your arguments, regardless of what side you're speaking on. This is why politicians are so good at what they do, because they start off in debating clubs in their universities. how is it for you learning how to debate, and what do you kind of do to prepare yourself for a debate since you're starting to do them?
So the way that I start my preparations is by typically I write out a script, and I script what I'm going to be saying for like a 10-minute intro. And then I find my supporting evidence. I don't go looking specifically for something that supports my side. I go and look for what something says in totality, like Coriolis and ballistics, and how that works. And I use things that I know about to try to bring into the debate. But I know that formal debaters have different methods of starting to create how they construct their argument. And it's probably better than my method because I'm new to this.
Well, here's how I did it. Depending on, well, obviously for YouTube debates, it's a lot less formal. But how formal debaters will do it, they'll look at the question, they'll look at the title, and then they'll try and give 3 points. I know, 3. Make 3 points. They're your opening argument. This is what I want to show. This is what I want to say about this topic. And the problem with formal debating is a lot of people, when they go into debates, they try to answer what they think the question is instead of what the question actually is, which sounds ridiculous, but it's the truth. Different when you're talking about the flat Earth, because it's a very simple, direct thing that you're talking about. So what will happen is, and this is the way we trained people, is if you can get across 3 points, they're your main points. This is what I want to prove, and this is how I'm going to prove them. And then you do it, and then you say, this is why I've won the debate. And then in the back and forth, so your opponent will go, and then you can refute anything that your opponent does. The big thing is, if you know who your opponent is, research them. That's the big thing. Research their specific talking points, because every flurf and every science denier has a particular go-to thing. So we were talking about this before we came on air. There was a debate last night that myself and Bacon were watching, and it had to do with, is there a God, basically? And there's one particular thing that the person in favor of God comes back to always, and it's kind of a Darth Dawkins presupposition thing. And if you know that that's what's coming down the road, you can plan for the arguments that they're going to bring specifically. That's the big thing. If you know who you're debating, do your fucking research. That's the best advice I can give you.
That is a very good point. That's what I did with Vlad. I started going through his very small YouTube channel and looking up all of his points, and he brought 2 pieces of evidence that he never really used before. And I watched some of his other debates, and I found him later after the debate. I should have researched him a little bit more too.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel I did better in that debate than I did with Team.
Yeah. But team is an opponent that you're just not going to win.
Yep, and it really doesn't matter what the topic is.
He is on top of his game. He knows his shit. That's the thing. He knows his shit inside and out. And so he's able to flip that on himself. And that part of what he does in his prep is attacking his own arguments, so that he's ready for when or if a flurf is going to be able to attack his arguments. Now, most don't, because they're shit. But I know one of his prep tricks is to attack his own arguments. How can someone that knows what I'm talking about attack this?
That's a fair point. And it's even in The Art of War.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I look at it like drawing from my experience in the past as a public speaker. if you're going to go on stage and make a presentation on something, regardless of what it is, you got to be the number one expert in that room before you open your mouth.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that means research, practice, study. And then when the day comes, nobody can answer a question about it better than you can.
Yeah, and well, you don't even need to do that, but the other thing is, one of the things that I got used to when I was dealing with the media was, when you're in an interview with members of the media, they're always going to try and pull you to talk about something else. They want you to talk on their terms. And you always have to approach a debate like, I'm going to talk on my terms. I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to bring the conversation, and Flurfs are great at doing it. I'm going to bring the conversation back onto my side of the field where I feel comfortable. What a lot of debaters on the Globe side, and they capitulate too easily to giving the debate on the Flurf's terms, because they're trying to win the Flurf over. You're not going to win the Flurf over. It's not about who you're debating. It's never, and I say this all the time, it's never about who you're debating. It is about who might be listening. And so when you approach a debate, it is all about, how can I get over the information that I want to get across, regardless of my opponent. And that's the trick to debating. In a formal setting anyway, you want to be able to get your points across, do it on your terms. And the problem is, with a lot of debates that I see, this is why I get bored sometimes with flat earth debates, is they give the floor to the Flurf. They do it on the Flurf's terms. They even with the religious debates, it's like, well, are you going to accept that there is a God for this portion of the thing? No, I'm not, because there isn't a God, because you haven't proved that there is a God. So if you're going to debate me, be able to prove, first of all, before we have a conversation, what you're presupposing, and then I will give you the debate on your terms. If you can't do that, then I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt that what you're saying is factually correct. And what I see with flat earth debates is, all the time, they give that floor to the Flurf to debate on the Flurf's terms. So as the Flurf is changing subject, which they do as soon as they're backed into a corner,
yeah,
they're allowed to change the subject.
Yeah.
Instead of finishing the point.
Yeah,
I'm terrible when it comes to debates.
Well, the thing is, when you debate, you don't give ground.
No, never.
As soon as you give ground, you've lost, because they're going to walk all over you.
Like, I'll have a conversation, that's fine, but I won't do it on their terms. I will stick, when I'm responding, it's on my terms, because I want to convey information, and it's not going to be possible on their terms. So yeah, look it up, because me and FoeHammer are going to have a few tag teams, aren't we?
I hope so. That'd be fun.
When is that going to happen?
I don't know. I'm throwing it out there. FoeHammer. We have to get that going.
I'll talk to team, get it set up.
Me and you against two fucking idiots.
Awesome. I'm going to watch that for sure, man.
That'd be fun.
You'll be doing most of the talking.
No, I will not. No, I will not. You will fucking trial by fire, asshole. You have to learn. Fair. You only learn by getting into the fucking race. Like, you only learn by jumping into the ring. Getting thrown into the wolves. Yeah. Trial by fire. It's the best. It's the quickest way to learn, because you can have all the theoretical knowledge. You can. Taddy, fuck off with the phrasing. I'll phrase shit whatever way I want. You prick. Yeah, I'm my energy levels has spiked through the fucking roof. Through the roof. Through the roof. I'm giving gold here, like. And Clive hasn't jumped all over it. I'm surprised. I got it before Clive did. I know, right?
Yeah. True the roof, lie the floor.
True the roof. But yeah, you definitely need to do more debates. What I would suggest, Team is a big fucking channel. Maybe do a few smaller debates on your own channel.
Yeah, that'd probably be smart. I don't have a channel though,
You
but
can,
the swordsmen do.
Yeah, the swordsmen do. Exactly. What are you talking about?
I just have to talk to Little Wolf and the others, like Steve, who's in the chat right now. I'm sure
Yep.
that they would love to host a debate, though.
Clive Wells says he's been away making a pot of tea. Clive, share the fucking tea. Share the tea.
Yeah.
I need more tea. I always need more tea. Weirdly enough, so what is your beverage of choice?
I am drinking cherry cider.
Cherries. Ew.
Cherry.
Yep, 6.8% ABV.
That sounds kind of funky.
I
Made
like
by
apple cider.
yours truly.
Nice. You make cider?
Wow.
I'm coming over.
I make mead. I make beer, wine. Technically, I do liquor. I do it on a distillery's facility with my own equipment, so it's legal.
Legal in inverted commas, yeah?
Yeah, in commas. Because it's not being taxed, it's still technically moonshine, but it's made for personal use by the distillers there. So, and I'm one of the distillers there. Whenever I want to come in, I can come in, make my own stuff, and leave.
Awesome.
I was the head brewer at this company
Ooh.
for a couple years, and that's why I'm still able to come back in whenever I want. I do something different now for work.
So I'm coming over.
Be my guest.
I'm coming over to taste some of that.
I still owe Team some mead.
The team can wait. Team can wait. He'll kill me for saying that, but team can wait.
Well, I'll send you my address after this. So you can fly over.
There you go.
And then so I was talking to Tanner there the other day. Tanner is another one of the swordsmen. Not to be confused with the beardsmen. The beardsmen, compared to the
Beardsmen
swordsmen, I
are
love the
rivals.
swordsmen. Yeah. I was talking to Tanner, and I've done a few skydives myself for charity. So when the lockdown is over, eventually I'm going to make it over to Tanner, and we're going to go skydiving in the duck suits.
I do scuba
Ooh.
diving.
Me and water don't mix. And I've lived on an island for 7 years, but no, I don't do water.
So it's pretty funny. I can't actually swim very well, but I can scuba dive.
Cool.
Your gear keeps you afloat, so you don't have to do anything when you're going out to the location you're going to dive at. And if there's rip currents, currents that pull you out into the water, those help you out, whereas they'll kill most people who don't have gear. And when you're underwater, there's no currents, really. There's you have flippers, so it's easy to move around, and you have a source of oxygen.
Air.
So
yeah, that's my big thing. And the other thing is, because I have glasses as well, it kind of freaks me out being underwater. I tried to learn to swim. I did. But yeah, I look like I can swim, but I look like I'm drowning when I'm swimming. So yeah, it's not the best thing. I learned how to swim for a job. Long fucking story. But yeah, I looked as though I was drowning, which is fine because I still passed. I was able to get from one side of the swimming pool to another, so.
Well, there you go. That's an accomplishment, hey?
Took me a while.
Cool.
There was
Ooh,
something-
awkward silence.
No, there
I'm
was
very good at those.
There was something in the chat. Round Thinker is in the chat. Hi, Round Thinker. For people that don't know, I'm doing a thing with Round Thinker, and I do have to record it. I will record it today, and I will send it to you today, because I have been going through it, so I do have to send that to you today.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Cool.
while I'm thinking about it, I was like, oh fuck. And we have purple rhymes with orange. Hi.
Hello, hello. How you doing, Purple? Good to see ya.
Apparently, the snark is not so round a thinker.
Are you a square
And-
thinker, Snark?
So, the snark recently did a video for me, and it's craft tequila, but he kind of adapted it for craft tequila because one of the things when I started my channel, people kept thinking that my name was Craft Tequila. I had no idea there was a tequila named Craft from a group called Craft. But there you go. So that's
Wow. Talk about coincidence.
I know.
I've made craft tequila before too.
Have you? Like I
Nice
do like
play on
tequila.
words.
Tequila
do
is good.
I do like
It's
tequila.
difficult to do right, just because agave is a hard plant to brew with. But if you do it right, you turn out. I'm sorry. I am tired. Just woke up a few hours ago. 6 a.m, so my brain isn't quite firing on all cylinders yet.
Yeah, I woke up an hour and a half ago as well, so you're grand. And it's nearly 12 o'clock here. Fuck off, it's my day off.
Well, there you go. So you can relax and enjoy it.
Another awkward silence.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to continue with whatever you were saying. But okay. This is my brain today. This is my brain. It's weird.
Well, my brain's kind of frazzled right now. That's why I'm a little bit off my game. So
FoeHammer, talk to me about the swordsman.
yeah.
How the fuck did that come into being?
So we started off as a troll channel, and it was a complete joke. We were in the Beardsman channel. We were all trolling Irish Demon.
As you do.
As it's natural just to troll them.
Yeah.
So I think it was Steve said something about starting our own channel and calling it the Swordsman. And we all fucked around and joked around about it. Said, yeah, sure, let's do it. And I don't think any of us thought that it was going to happen. And then Little Wolf made a Discord. And we all hopped in and we're like, yeah, this is never going to catch on. Nothing's going to happen with this. And then it did. We made our YouTube channel. We've done a few live streams. And, our live streams are basically just this, where we sit around and talk and don't really...
the randomness.
Yeah, we talk about nothing, and sometimes we'll bring up some current events or stuff that's going on.
But you guys are so different in how you approach things. Although you have the similarities, you are so different.
That's kind of one of the things that makes us unique. Because in our community, there's very few people in the LGBT community. Tanner's in the LGBT community. Steve is from Australia, so that makes him special in and of his own right. There's very few gun owners or people who know as much as I do about firearms in our community. So I'm unique in that sense. And then you have Little Wolf, who's native and from Alaska, so he's unique in that.
Yeah.
But all of our ideas are different because we live in different areas and we grew up with different pressures on us. I grew up in a tiny town of less than 1,000 people.
That is tiny.
I think my graduating class was under 100 people.
Jeez.
Wow. That's real small town America.
But I have a different perspective also because I was an EMT, so I have more of a callous look on people getting injured or people getting sick, stuff like that. and I was in the military, so I'm even more callous about.
So you're just a prick.
Yeah, basically.
Having said that, I've worked alongside the military, so I can understand why you would have the mindset that you do.
It's easy to be cynical.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's something that I'm still trying to get rid of. It's a remnant from a lot of the brainwashing that they do in the military. If you look at the bite model, the military fits a lot of that with.
Yeah. But in a lot of ways, you have to be, because like I've been in those places. I was talking to Taddy and Bacon about this yesterday. You know, there's a difference between talking about theory. We were talking just about stuff. There's a difference between theory and practice. And when you've been involved in activity, when you have experience, then your view on the world is going to be different. And I was making the comparison to those during the BLM riots, that the whole idea of defunding the police, and they don't understand what it's like not to have a police force. I was there in Lebanon. I worked in fucking migrant camps where the police and the army were the only things that stood in the way of militias coming in and killing you, literally.
Crazy.
And I've never deployed to a combat.
So the idea, yeah. So the idea.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I did not mean to cut you off.
It's fine. It's just the idea that you could very, very simply state, it's like buzzwords, defund the police, but you don't understand what that would actually do, and the knock-on effect that would have, and the danger that you would be putting people in if you did that.
And on the other side, we see totalitarian governments like Thailand's.
Yeah.
They're still ruled by a king and queen, and their military is their police force.
Exactly.
And even speaking out against the king and queen in any way, shape, or form,
you're going to be
land
arrested.
you in prison for 10 years.
Yeah.
They
don't understand what it's like, what freedom of speech is. They don't understand what it's like to have those kind of rights be stripped away.
Exactly.
And it's something that I'm going to talk about in the First Eye on Society. I'm going to focus on Myanmar, or Burma as most people know it, and what's actually happening there.
I don't actually know anything about what's going on there.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to love what I have planned. So I'm going to go into a bit of the history of Burma, right through from the junta taking control, right through to what's been happening like in the last couple of days. Because on February 1st, the military went back in and committed a coup and put all of the elected government under house arrest.
Oh, that's...
Yeah. So a lot of things have been happening in Burma in the last 3-4 weeks. And a lot of people don't know about it. So I'm going to just explain it and give it a bit of context. And that's what I want Eye on Society to do, to be able to have those conversations.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I'm going to be tuning in to listen to. Just like your mother and baby homes, I didn't realize it was such a big thing that happened in Ireland.
Yeah.
And that was very illuminating watching your video, and it actually led me to do research on it. And we had mother and baby homes in America too, specifically for Irish immigrants.
Yeah, because what would happen is like what I was talking about with Tusk. What would happen is a lot of if they were in the UK and they were ratted out, basically, if a woman went to the UK because she was pregnant and was starting a life in the UK, someone would inform her family of where she was, and the family would get in touch with the Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church would then have a pressure group over there to send her back home and into a mother and baby home or into a Magdalene Laundry. Whereas the States, they couldn't extradite them from the States, so they set up mother and baby homes over there. Like it's remarkable. It's remarkable what they got away with.
Yeah, the church had way too much power and still does.
Yeah. I mean, they're still on the board of management for public schools.
that is definitely not something that should be allowed, especially in America. We
It's
have
not.
separation of church and state.
Do you though? Do you?
We're supposed to.
Do you? You really?
We're supposed to. But as
Isn't
with a lot of things, it's a scale, not a absolute.
Yeah, of course. Like in our parliament, we still have people before every day of business in our parliament. They have a prayer. They have morning prayer, which for me is bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, they should offer it to people who want to do that, but not everybody.
I love Clive Wells in the chat says defund the church. Don't just fucking defund the church. Take what the fucking church has. Like even now, when we've seen one of the biggest recessions in our nation's history in 2008, between 2008 and 2012, they're still the biggest landowners in Ireland. But why? Why are they still allowed to have that land? Do you know, it's incredible. No atheist would ever be elected U.S. president, says John Rapp. And can everyone give John Rapp the traditional John Rapp welcome? Hi, John.
Hey, Mr. John Rapp.
It's been that long since I've been in a fucking chat with John Rapp that I actually have to go and find my middle finger now.
Yeah.
There we
Me
go.
too.
Hey,
Where are
John.
That was sad. I had to concentrate.
Fucking Dark Steve says, Foe, don't debate Crafty. I can't stand What? Two C2 losses in just as many weeks. Oh, I can't stand to see 2 losses in as many weeks. Yeah.
The only thing I would debate Keelah on is firearms and how they operate, because I am very, very good at that.
Bring it, biatch.
Okay, what is the feed ramp angle of an AR-15? Why
What's
does
the
it
what?
matter?
What's the what? No, I'm joking. I don't know much about firearms. I'm not against firearms. I would be more for, because I've been a farmer. I know the need for a gun. I do. What I would be against is automatic weapons in the hands of civilians. They don't need them. I'm sorry. They don't need them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I would agree
But
with
I'm
that.
not against guns. I'm for gun control, but I'm not against guns. Now, if you want to go in to, like, we have airsoft over here, and I've done airsoft a couple of times. I enjoy airsoft.
Great training tools.
Yeah. So what happens is you're not allowed really to own an airsoft gun. You're not allowed to own them. What happens is the Airsoft Ireland, or the group that you're with, owns them. They will loan them out to you as you're going into the area. So you're not allowed to keep them at home. They stay in a center, locked away for safety reasons. You're still allowed to use them, and I have great fun with it. But you don't take it home because you don't need to. And the amount of damage that can be done. There is a movie a little while ago called Blind Spotting, and it looked at gun violence in the US. It wasn't presented as you know, really a look on gun violence, but at one point, it was actually looking at race in the US. But at one point, one of the guys in it buys a gun, a little handgun. And later on in the movie, his son finds the gun. And he's there in the front room waving the gun around. And this guy is saying, I need the gun for protection. And there is his son waving the fucking gun around in the front room because he doesn't understand that it's not a toy.
This is the one thing that the NRA was really good at. I absolutely hate the NRA. Not because of most people hate the NRA because they're a gun lobby. I hate the NRA because they don't do enough for our rights for what they are given with money. They just use it for it's a
lobbying.
front, and it's just giving money to the head owners of the NRA, and everybody else just volunteers their time, and they don't do anything with it. But they had something called the Eddie Eagle program.
Yeah.
And they would go around and they would teach children in schools not to touch guns. But proper storage and education on how to properly employ a firearm in something like a home defense or close quarters area, such as your vehicle. In America, your vehicle is the number one place where you'll be attacked. Getting in and out, you are vulnerable when you are getting in and out, regardless of if you have a gun or not. Most incidents take place within 3 yards. I don't know anybody that can draw a gun in 3 yards or less.
Well, I mean, Tusk makes the point. I need my gun for home defense. Where's your gun? In a locked cabinet separate from the ammunition. So your gun is useless for home defense then.
Yep, and
because it's the timing.
Yep. If you carry a gun, here in America, you can carry a gun if you have a concealed carry license, and the requirements for that are fairly strict, but not as strict as they could be. You have to have a certain amount of range time and a certain amount of classroom time. If you keep your gun in a proper holster, it will never go off. It can't. It is a mechanism that requires manual input to fire. Of course, it can fail, but that happens very, 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 very infrequently. If you carry a gun without a round in the chamber and you get into a self-defense situation, you will be killed with your own gun statistically.
Yeah.
I think 3 out of 5, off the top of my head, without a citation, 3 out of 5 self-defense situations where the person was not carrying with a round in the chamber led to them being killed with their own gun because it was taken, charged, and then discharged into them.
Citation needed.
I'll find a citation for that.
I'm joking. I couldn't resist. Yeah. So apparently the Snark is asking why we're giving John Rapp the finger. What happened? As he just put in the chat, he wasn't paying attention to the stream, and then from his pocket he kept timing people out and deleting people without even realizing. So yeah, we give John Rapp the finger. It's not too. It's basically like the chat slagging me for my accent or slagging JL for the ghost thing. It's just a term of endearment because we do love John Rapp.
Oh, absolutely. We just taking the piss. That's all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what? Here's a question. What is the biggest misconception that people have about guns?
Most people think that you can just walk into a place and buy a firearm and walk out.
Do you know why?
Good luck.
There is a lot of misconceptions. I hate to say this because it is such a conservative talking point, and I am not a conservative, but the quote-unquote liberal media.
Actually, I think a lot of the liberal media is one, and I'm very hesitant of the media in certain regards as well. One of the reasons a lot of people think that is because Bowling for Columbine actually showed that if you open a bank in certain parts of America, you could actually get a gun. If you walked into a store in a certain part of the country at the time, and this is the problem, people don't understand timing, that you could get a gun very, very easily. No background checks, no nothing. But the problem with Bowling for Columbine, but the problem with that documentary and a lot of Michael Moore's documentaries is he does things out of context. He doesn't actually explain the proper context.
Yep.
For me, context is everything.
And then the second misconception that's right below that is about silencers or suppressors, that they're quote-unquote only used by assassins, and they make your gun whisper silent. I would love to take somebody shooting who thinks that suppressors make guns whisper silent Give them my 308. Give them my short-barreled rifle AR-15. Take their hearing protection off, and let them shoot at once.
Yeah.
After their ears are done ringing with the suppressor, I'm going to ask them again, was that Hollywood silent?
Did you hear that one?
It's so my AR-15, which shoots a relatively small 5.56 round, it's about 175 decibels without a suppressor, with the muzzle brake. With the suppressor, it's about 155 decibels. Well above hearing safe levels.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Even my 300 Blackout, which is a round designed for the U.S. Army to replace 9mm, and it was designed to be suppressed, even with a suppressor, it is still 110 decibels.
Yikes.
That's loud.
There are firearms that I can make Hollywood silent, but they are few and far between.
And probably very fucking expensive too.
Not so much.
Really?
So I can buy a Ruger American in 300 Blackout, which is a bolt-action rifle, and I can put that same suppressor on it. But it's a different type of action. And bolt-action rifles, until you go into competitive shooting or hunting, really isn't common.
Yeah. The Snark says a silencer on Nathan Oakley would be very nice.
Yeah. Can you make one of those?
I probably could.
He's talented. He's talented, but he's not a fucking miracle worker.
I just need to figure out a mounting system.
See, Clive says a muzzle would be good, but a muzzle, he can still make noise, and you can still discern what he's saying. And he can muzzle wouldn't be, I don't know.
NA said probably low caliber guns. This is another misconception. There is no such thing as low caliber or high caliber. You have pistol rounds, shotgun rounds, and rifle rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And even in those, there are two different types, typically. You have rimfire and centerfire. Rimfire are small calibers, so quote-unquote low caliber. 22 long rifles, 17 HMR, stuff like that. Centerfire start with 380 ACP, 9mm, 5.56, 50 BMG. The caliber is just the measurement of the round.
Interesting. There we go. Here's a question. What is the coolest thing you've ever fired?
Oh, that is a very hard question because we have to quantify cool now.
What was the one that you were most looking forward to and didn't disappoint?
There's a couple different answers I can give for a couple different reasons. I got to shoot the Barrett 50 cal, the Barrett M82. That was the biggest round I've ever shot, and it was the longest range I've ever shot. The funnest was a FNP 90, chambered in what is that? 5.7 in full automatic.
Nice.
When I was in the military, we used to fire the FNC-1, the 7.62 rifle.
That is definitely a nice rifle.
Yeah, 11 pounds loaded.
It's heavy, but nice.
And then they switched to the AR-15.
Yeah, the AR-15 is superior in just about every way. Even my 308 or 7.62 by 5.1 AR-10 that I personally built is much lighter than the H1. The F1's, I can't even think. Too many letters and numbers. The M1A, the M14, or any of that style of rifle. Battle rifles.
Cool. Bacon Earth has a thing in the chat for you. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Manlicher?
Manlicher.
Yeah,
I can't pronounce that.
Ultralight 308.
I believe that's the one that's about 5 pounds. But yes, John Rapp, the P90 is Stargate SG-1's go-to firearm, I think season 5 and beyond.
Yeah.
Before that, it was a MP5. Which is
I
not
learned,
Go ahead.
I learned to shoot on a Lee Enfield 303.
Teddy says, "Give me a Lee Enfield 303 any day." Yeah.
Bolt action.
Nice rifles. But
Yeah, World War II throwback, you know?
yep, 303 got its start just before World War One.
Mm-hmm.
And similar to 7.62 by 5.4 rimmed, which is the Russian go-to round for bolt action rifles and their designated marksman rifles.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Bacon, is that why you put it in the chat for me to pronounce it?
Bacon, you're a mean bugger. You know that?
He's a dick. Oh, by the way, me and Bacon are going to have a debate next week on the plot hole, because I see the plot hole is in the chat there. We're going to have a debate on the merits of bacon as a meat. I don't like bacon. He loves bacon. And yeah, that's going to happen. I don't know the format of the thing yet. We haven't decided on a title, but he's going to get his ass handed to him.
That's going to be an interesting debate. Hey, plot hole, how you doing, brother?
That will be a debate I definitely watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Because in the series of debates that are happening on YouTube, whether or not bacon is tasty is going to be the decider, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Big deal. It's a big deal.
Biggest deal ever.
It's very subjective, though. I mean, I love bacon. I do. I really, really do.
No. It's just salty cardboard. How can people? Oh, but yeah, we'll get into that next week on the plot hole.
I think maybe it's to you it's salty cardboard because every time you've had it, it's been overcooked and dried out.
Yes.
No, because I have had really decent rashers. Basically, we call them rashers. We don't call them bacon. We call them rashers. Don't know why we call them rashers, but we call them rashers. And
it's an Irish
like
thing.
I had a local one of the farms near to my farm was a pork farm, and they would do absolutely fantastic pieces of meat. I like ham. I like pork. I just don't like rashers because when you cook them, all of the taste, all of the flavor really, and they haven't been overcooked. Some of them have actually been undercooked, but they're so salty. I can't get over how salty they are. I just can't eat them. And it's nothing to do with my sense of smell. It's nothing to do with anything else. It's just, they're not tasty in my view. Too much salt.
Part of that is because of the... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just go ahead.
Part of that is the way that it's processed.
Yeah, in brine.
But the other part of that is that pork is naturally, it tastes very salty.
Yes. But the thing with it is when you cook rashers, when you cook bacon strips, you're frying them. You're not really allowing the juices of the meat to stay in the meat. You're frying it. So all of the natural juices kind of simmer to the top of the meat. And the water, if it is done in brine, the water evaporates. So all you're left with is the coat of salt.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, whereas if you're cooking ham, most of the time it's boiled, so the salt is taken out with the water when you drain the water. If you're baking it, again, it's the juices of the meat overpower the salt in the meat. But you don't get that with bacon. You don't get that with rashers.
That's right.
So yeah, bacon. I didn't just defeat myself, you prick. I've just defeated you because I've just gotten 2 people on the stream to agree with me.
I
Some
would
people,
not
for
say
some
that I
people, that's fine.
agreed.
For some people, that's fine and that's tasty and they like the salt of the bacon. But you have to say there is more salt on bacon strips than there is in other forms of pig products.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's true, but that's what makes it bacon.
That's what I don't like about it.
And in moderation, it's healthy because salt helps
that
you
much
retain
salt,
water.
that much salt is not healthy. But anyway, so that's what we're going to be debating.
I'm sorry, I got to put this on the screen. Good one, Taddy.
No. Teddy's a prick. It's okay.
Mute the blasphemer, Bacon Earth says.
Well, you see, I can always FoeHammer, explain why you like bacon.
Bacon is delicious.
What was that? What was that? I couldn't hear you. Say it again.
So,
Sorry. What was that?
is the
Stop
food
playing with it now, Crafty.
that makes the other food worth.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the power to remove FoeHammer from the discussion, by the way. But it's fun playing into the flirf logic where you can just like mute someone or remove them. I did that to MathPig when I was on MathPig's channel. There is a back door to StreamYards. Well, to his StreamYards because he has a thing. And I was able to remove him from his own stream. It was great.
Doesn't change the fact that I could still post it in the live chat.
Oh, you can still post. Look. Here's the thing. I'm not against people liking bacon. I don't care if you happen to like bacon. I do like winding Bacon Earth up, but I don't care. Eat your fucking bacon. Here, have mine. I will share my bacon with people because I don't like it. And that's okay. So Bacon is going to try and present, Bacon Earth is going to try and present bacon as universally liked. It's fucking not. It's not. And it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
John
Now,
Rapp
having said
phrasing.
that, yeah. Stop playing with your food. I will have, like, if I'm doing a coddle, so people don't, okay, trying to explain a coddle now. It's like a stew, only instead of with beef pieces, you put, or chicken, you put rashers and sausages in. So bacon and sausage. So I will have rashers in a coddle. I'll just take them out or leave them because I don't want the rashers. I won't eat them. But I'll leave them in the coddle for the flavor. I just won't eat the rashers, if that makes sense. It's like putting an onion into a stew when you don't eat onions. The taste in the stew is nice. Doesn't mean that you eat onions.
See, I comprehend what you're saying, but I don't understand it.
Yeah, a lot of people. I leave a lot of people like that.
Well, all right, folks. Guess what time it is?
Oh, I heard the goat.
Find the goat and be next week's guest on the show. How much time should we give them there, Crafty?
We have 25 minutes, and then we're going to do our wrap-ups and have the pay to progress.
Awesome. So let's go with let's give them like 15 minutes. And when you hear the bleed again, your time is up.
Dark Steve. Let's get this very fucking clear. I do like onions. Don't even suggest that. I'm just saying there are people that don't like onions that will have them in their soup. They just won't eat the onions. They'll have it in there for the flavor. But I do like onions. Don't. Yeah. Wanted to clarify that.
Oh, I'm going to let everybody in on a secret on how to win this. Just socially engineer Crafty to tell you where the goat is.
How does that work, so?
Oh, you don't realize that I socially engineered you.
Because you didn't.
I did. You told me where it was.
Did I? Where is it, so?
Last week, you told me that it was in the picture.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Nope.
That's why I guessed right picture. And I had a 50-50 chance because the other one had already been guessed.
I said nothing about the picture.
Nope, you definitely did.
No, you just fucking stole it from who was it? Who was it that suggested it? Who was it that suggested it? Hang on.
I believe I was the one who had it first because I had it right after John Rapp said something. It doesn't matter. You just socially engineer Crafty to tell you where it is.
Good luck. Who had it before you? Sable Eagle. Sable Eagle, if you're listening, at some point, contact me, please, and we'll have you on the show because apparently, according to certain people, you got it first. And fucking FoeHammer, being the prick, decided to say it after you and make a big deal out of it so he could come on the show.
Not make a big deal out of it.
Look at this. Surf. It's over there, but I don't want to be on the show.
Aw, that's just mean. That's just mean.
Surf, you can wear your fursuit and everything.
He has a fursuit?
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Plot hole. I'm too blind to be able to see a goat. Come on, plot hole. Give it a try, Johnny. Be on the show with us next week.
By the way, I'm going to spam this fucking link. Paint in progress. After this, paint in progress. So I'm putting into the chat if I can do two things at once because I can't. Speaking and typing is difficult. Yeah, so there's the paint in progress link. I think that's not it. So make sure you go to the paint in progress right after this, fuckers, because it's going to be awesome. And then go to the Beardsman. I tend to lurk. I tend to go into the Beardsman for like 10 or 15 minutes and then go lurking. I don't know why. Fuck it. Did it not turn up? Did it not be a link?
It doesn't seem like. Does the goat wear a brown suit?
No, the goat. Yeah, I'm not going to say it.
She would have if I didn't bring up socially engineering people.
Oh, geez, look at the plot hole.
There we go. I'm sorry. Yeah, people have it. Yeah, so go to the paint in progress after this, fuckers. I tell you what, I do love these chats because I'm working so fucking hard in the week and I don't really get to do as many things that I'd like to do. Only you can block your post in the chat. Yeah.
Unblock.
So do we have a winner, Crafty?
Do we?
I don't know.
I wasn't looking. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I see. A devil, yes. Yes, apparently I'm a devil. We don't have a winner yet, as far as I'm aware.
Not a winner yet, eh?
But they have 20 minutes to find the goat. Find the goat, people. Find the goat. But yeah, I love these chats because it's just a way of catching up with people. You know?
Yeah.
But bacon has been given out to me, and he says he doesn't give out to me. He does give out to me a lot. But he's been pushing me to do more of my kind of streams. My background is in sociology, so starting up the Ion Society and stuff like that, and doing more not political streams but social streams.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start doing that properly on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Friday evening because I did the discussion on the Capitol riots and the the mother and baby homes both on a Friday night, and there was a good showing in the chat, so I might do either Friday or Saturday, but then scheduling conflicts. A lot more people are going on a Friday night. What are you talking about, Bacon Earth? Don't call bullshit. You give out to me a lot. When I say give out to me, it's more like gentle nudges, to be honest. But, yeah. What's next for you, Fo?
Oh, so I actually have a couple things coming up. I am starting a series on my YouTube channel where I'm going through each firearm that I own, and I'm going through the historical context of why it was created, when, by who, the designer's history, stuff like that. But I'm also starting a project with a couple of other YouTubers, and we are presenting Team Skeptic with a gift in a few months.
Ooh.
And it's something that we designed, we thought up, and it's going to have a personalized touch between myself and the other person involved.
Cool.
But that's about.
You've managed to kind of sneak your way on to his gaming streams as well. Like I mean, look, I fangirl over Team Skeptic. I do, and I've openly admitted it on stream that I fangirl over Team Skeptic. You're worse than me.
Oh, I am terrible. But it all really started because I'm trying to put together a Coriolis and Eotvos experiment. I've been trying to do it for a couple years now, and when I was finally ready to do it, COVID hit.
Yeah, shit.
And team wanted to do it. It was going to be a kind of international thing because there was going to be people like PhD Tony, myself. I invited just about everybody from our community. Most of the YouTubers, Johnny O, I think I invited him. Irish Demon, AT2 Productions. Most of the people in our community, I invited them to this. And
I'm so glad that I got that invite.
I never even heard of you at that point.
I know.
And that's my fault because I didn't really look up anybody else in the community. I just had my little corner that I was comfortable with, and I didn't ever venture outside my comfort zone.
Yeah. But yeah, Hugh did something similar. He wanted to do a proper experiment with people around the globe, but COVID hit, and so he couldn't do it. Hopefully you get to do it, because that'd be pretty awesome.
It's looking like the middle of this year, the U.S. is opening everything back up because we'll have enough vaccines going around where there's no restrictions on anything anymore.
Well, that'll be a good thing.
Whether or not that happens, I have no clue. I'm not a virologist. I'm not partial to any special knowledge or insight, so that's just pure speculation. But if it is, I'm going to start planning for the experiment again, and hopefully it'll be on at the very end of the summer. And you guys are both welcome, obviously.
Awesome. Cool.
That'd be awesome. What else have you got coming up? Because, as I said, you sneak onto Team's gaming stream. It's basically like a kind of feels like FoeHammer just like sneaks into the corner and Team forgets he's there.
Until he puts my face up and I get very awkward because he's talking and I'm just sitting there trying to.
That was funny. That was funny on
I was so uncomfortable
on the debate stream.
Yeah,
he just put you up full screen and you're just like,
what
okay.
do I do now?
Yeah, this is why I don't go on camera, by the way.
I'm perfectly okay with going on camera now. One of the reasons why I started doing this, where I just started streaming, tried to do a debate, stuff like that, is because I am an extremely nervous, introverted person when it comes to talking to other people. I'm right in the middle of the autistic spectrum, so I don't quite have the social skills that I should. And so when I do something that's public in any way, shape, or form, I get very nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how to move forward and how to formulate sentences and anything like that.
Something that Skydiver Tanner said yesterday on the Mega Mirror, and if you haven't watched the Mega Mirror, people should watch the Mega Mirror. He was saying, butterflies is a good thing. If you're going to do something that's really important to you, and you're not nervous, then there's something wrong. Before, you should see me, like, even the gaming streams, my hands are shaking before I fucking go live. I get so nervous before I go live because, and partially, and I'm looking at this with Tats. We're doing a 2-parter, one on the Dunning-Kruger to actually explain what Dunning-Kruger is, and the other is on the lesser known imposter syndrome, which a lot of us feel, and that's partly what actually creates the difficulties for us to go live or to talk about what we already fucking know and what we're well versed in. But doing it on a public scale is different to the one-on-ones. And what's great about the swordsman for you, I guess, is seeing that side of you come out. Because it's easy to do when you're typing. It's a lot harder to do when you're on stream, but you guys just click. So
Yeah,
it is nice. It is nice to see that.
Even when we had our little miniature debate between me and Tanner, and then me and Little Wolf, and then me and Mute, and then me and it was me against the swordsman. I never once felt disrespected or slighted by them.
Yeah.
And I hope that they felt the same way because I genuinely respect them. For Tanner to be willing to come out and say what he says on the stream, I give him huge props for that. Or for Little Wolf, he doesn't talk much, but when he does, it's very well thought out.
He's like Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Definitely the Silent Bob of the group.
And then there's Dark Steve, who's, well, he's upside down. We have to give him a little bit of slack because all of the blood flow to his head.
But I mean, it's one thing. It's one thing to be able to be in the chats or to go on a stream once every so often. It's a different thing to have your own channel and to actually even what you're doing with the swordsman. It takes a lot of strength, especially I'm an introvert as well, which you wouldn't realize. I am. It takes a lot of energy to be social when you don't really have that background.
That's definitely true. After the swordsman, I literally just sit down in my study. I call it a study, but it's just the room where I put my computer and have a couple books and whatnot. And I try to recharge my social batteries.
Yeah.
I'll just shut everything off if I can and just try to do something that's not social. I'll turn my phone off and just pick up a book or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love the swordsman. I love what we do, which is really nothing. And I'm looking forward.
Fun, right?
Yeah, we're just having fun.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a laugh. And in your Discord channel, you do have, and people, can you find, because I can't do two things at once. I'm shit at multitasking. If you can find the swordsman YouTube link and post it in the chat, please. And if you have a thing for the Discord as well, because your Discord, you go in and you play games and you interact that way. And it's one of the more interactive Discords. It's very, very active.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We don't have a ton of people on our Discord, but we have a lot of people who interact.
Yeah.
You know, Steve's always playing something. Mute's always playing something. There's always something going on. You know, for me, we have the armory, which is where we do all of our gun talk. I'm extremely active in there.
Yes.
For obvious reasons. I recently announced that I'm going to be starting to train for men's 25-meter rapid fire for the 2024 Olympics. Will I get there? No. Will I try? Yes. And, you know, everybody there who aren't even from the U.S. are giving me advice on how to go about doing it. And it's just about the same with every other category we have. You know, we have an entire section of our Discord dedicated to Elite Dangerous. Mute Donkey taught me how to play that.
Nice.
You know, with the whole Jason thing and his B12 stuff, we all went on his server, and then we had our own little segment where we talked about what was going on in his server and ours. And it's just one of the better Discords I've been in, and it's not even that great of a channel.
Yeah, I have a Discord that I barely fucking use, to be honest. I need to get better at it. I'm just gonna post it here. Fuck it.
Thank you, Taddy, for putting that into the chat, everybody. There's the link for FoeHammer's Discord. So
And the link for the Swordsman channel.
cool.
Much
I used your
appreciated.
account. Ha ha ha.
I can't take credit for it, though. It's a collaboration of the four of us and Mute and Surf in the chat.
Yeah, but people should know about it and go because it's fun. I don't get a lot of time to be on it, and a lot of times that you guys are on is a time where I'm coming home from work and getting ready for bed. But yeah, I do lurk in there. I do lurk.
Yep, and everybody's welcome to lurk. They're welcome to watch. They're welcome to chat. Whatever you want to do, you're more than welcome to do.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
We have
Sorry.
a winner. We have a winner of the.
Oh,
Spot
yes,
Goat.
we do. We do.
Yay, John Rapp! John Rapp, you have to come on now next week.
That's right. We're gonna
Just in time as well. I love that bleat. Seriously.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. We do have a winner. And John Rapp, you're right. It's the coasters on the table.
Whoop whoop. John
Congratulations.
Rapp wins.
sir.
I'm gonna drag John Rapp on now.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good job, good job.
Surf, what are you talking about? Oh, Surf says, "What? I'm not part of this. I'm just there." Surf, it's the fact that you are there and you are so active, that you deserve the shout out because you're
You
awesome.
do. You give us a lot of ideas for what to do, even if you don't realize it. So he's one of the two people who help us manage all of our permissions, and he's one of the two people who aren't swordsmen who can actually see our private conversations. And he posts in there frequently, and he does give us a lot of ideas. I'd have to go back and find some examples, but they are there, and I believe we've talked about it in the Swordsman, where we actually shot him out for a couple of the topics that he gave us. But I do like to pick on Sirif as well in his fursuit. I don't think he's actually a furry, though. I don't know.
Surf, are you a furry? Not going to answer that. I'm going to just come right out and ask, are you a furry? If you are, we don't judge. Surf does rock. He's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
My brain hurts.
Your brain hurts.
Probably
I
get
need
that
more
checked
tea. I need more tea.
Oh, okay. Well,
Clive, make me some proper English tea.
Yeah.
It's a trap, Clive. Don't do it.
You'll never leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny actually asking someone like Clive Wells to make you tea. and that's what's the fun part about this the whole YouTube experience, because I'm talking to people like yourself who I would never have met in real life.
Yeah, I
Never.
agree. The networking is amazing. Just
It
being
is.
able to talk to you guys without really much lag or anything. And we're from, well, I'm assuming Steaming Cup of Reason is somewhere in the U.S.
No.
No?
I'm a Canadian, but I live and work in Vietnam.
Okay, so you are in Vietnam. I'm in the U.S. And you're in Ireland, and we're talking without any appreciable lag.
None whatsoever.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, that's why we started this show, because when Steaming Cup of Reason is around, because he lives in Vietnam, everyone else is sleeping, and a lot of the bigger channels do things at the wrong time of the day or night. So having a show that's his time and my time just makes sense, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It gives people on the Eastern Hemisphere something to look forward to and to participate in when everything
Because-
on the other side of the globe is asleep.
Yeah,
That's fair.
or well, for my side of the globe, we're only waking up really. It's the middle of the day, and a lot of people don't work on weekends. There's a lot of people that do, but Sunday in particular, a lot of people have off. So to give them a difference, because everybody, when they are going live, it's, for my time, it's between like 8 p.m. right through to 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So we were trying to find a time that wasn't too early for me, because I'm not getting up before 10 o'clock on a Sunday. Not going to happen. I am not getting out of the bed for love nor money. And that wasn't too late for a reason as well. So
Exactly. It's early evening for me, just coming up on 8 o'clock soon. So,
I'm the only one just waking up at 6 a.m. Giggles. Never again. No, there's a few people crazy enough to be here with us from the US, and I love you guys for that.
absolutely.
We have the Aussies as well. It's a strange time for the Aussies, but the Aussies come in. Some of them do. John Rapp is Aussie. Yeah, so it's a way of just breaking the mold and giving people a different time, that they probably wouldn't. They'd probably be sitting there bored watching fucking morning mass or something like that.
Yeah, that's fair. And I do third shift here in the U.S., so I'm up at the same time you guys are.
Yeah.
But I also never sleep, so there's that.
Yeah.
Don't talk to any of my friends. They won't tell you I'm an insomniac. You know.
Oh,
I get between 3 and 5 hours sleep.
that's about
usually
what I get.
Yeah.
My insomnia is from the military still. I got used to 4 hours of sleep a night at most. And, it just stuck, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Round Thinker says I'm in GMT +2, which means everything is 2 hours later than I am. Yeah, again, it's one. I lurk 24/7. Do I have big nerves? I do. I wasn't feeling great last night, and I was supposed to be on a live stream last night, and I just wasn't really feeling the best, so I just kind of lurked. I lurked about. What was I going to say? My brain is just. Yeah. Round Thinker. It's about giving people options. If your whole thing is you're around at certain times, and the bigger creators are awake at you or streaming at the time that you're free, then that's great. But there are times where, especially on a Sunday, people are looking for things to do. That doesn't, and again, because we're in lockdown as well, trying to plan anything has really gone out the window. So we're just giving people a chance
Yeah.
to do something and be random with us, because FoeHammer messaged me yesterday and asked me what we were going to talk about or what topics we wanted to talk about. I purposely didn't respond because we don't plan in advance.
No,
it is
we
the
just-
randomness.
That's right. That's what this whole stream is about.
And I figured I'd been Team Skeptic, where you saw it and didn't respond. I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting.
Yes. I didn't know what to say. I was like, you think we planned that far in advance? No, we don't. Sure, the whole spot the goat thing happened on stream. Like, we didn't plan that. So yeah, we're not that great. But yeah.
Anyways, it's 4 minutes to the pain of progress, so I think maybe we should wrap it up here and give people a chance to get over there.
Yes, and I have finally finished my challenging conspiracies
Awesome.
on Chemtrail. So that's coming out for patrons. That's coming out tonight. I'm gonna leave it a little while. I'll put it out tonight, and for everybody else, it'll be coming out tomorrow. So the patrons get in advance 24 hours with it. So, POP link. Can people put the POP link? Because although I am technically a moderator on this channel, it will not show me as blue because YouTube hates me. So I can't actually post things properly. So, Taddy, get to work, please. Post a link. And by the way, if you've missed Taddy, like we all have, I've roped him into producing the Ion Society series. So the first one, again, is on Burma. So that's going to be awesome. Other than that, I don't think I have much to advertise.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to put out there, FoeHammer?
If you ever want to catch a stream from the Swordsman, hop on our channel at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
We do that because nobody else is really streaming at that time, and we don't want to step on anybody else's toes.
Yeah, it's quite difficult, isn't it? Because streams. People.
Yeah. And that's about it, folks. Don't forget, we're on Crafty's channel next week for more of Life on the Flipside. And we're going to pop on out of here and head on over for the premiere of Pain of Progress in about 2 minutes. So we'll see you all there. And thanks for coming out, everybody.
Bye, people.